Good morning, everyone. About 3 o'clock in the morning, Pascalina came in bed with me, and so we didn't want to leave the little boy. So he came in bed with us, and it's been nice and cozy. I have towels around him like a baby, which he is. We're just waiting for Calm to come. I'm recording this so people can see him. Nice weather today, I think. Not so humid.
Straight up. The group is Tapo Music. They played a Sinfonia for Strings by Antonio Vivaldi on Classical Minnesota Public Radio. An anonymous bidder at an art auction in London paid $52 million for Picasso's portrait of Ángel Fernández de Soto. It's interesting that the person who sold the painting was sold by composer Andrew Lloyd Webber, and that $52 million will benefit Andrew Lloyd Webber's charitable foundation that supports architecture and the development of musical talent. There's an orchestra in Tennessee who could use about $52 million right now to pay for all the damage from the flooding a month or two ago. We'll tell you more about that story coming up in the next hour. And in the meantime, a little music from Andrew Lloyd Webber. This is Dia Jesu from his Requiem. Anna Netrebko is the soprano with Andrew Sweet, voice soprano. on Classical Minnesota Public Radio. This is 99.5 KSJN, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Also 88.5 KCRB Bemidji and 90.1 KSJR Collinsville. Our music is supported by UCare, the homegrown health plan designed to make Medicare simple. Information on the new Medicare for you or a loved one at ucare.org. UCare, healthcare that starts with you. Twin Cities forecast. The day starts with sunshine and 63 degrees. And we'll have a beautiful day, mostly sunny skies, and high in the low 80s. Night partly cloudy, low in the low 60s, and Friday partly cloudy, a little warmer, high 85 tomorrow, and chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon.
Join us for a Minnesota Public Radio movie party with the best Laurel and Hardy short features. You'll be joined by movie maven Stephanie Curtis, Tom Keith, and others. Free bowler hats for the kids, free popcorn, and a big finish. July 24th at the Fitzgerald Theater. Call the box office for tickets.
From NPR News in Washington, I'm Craig Wyndham. 5 Muslim American men are sentenced to serve 10 years each in prison after being convicted on terrorism charges by a court in Pakistan today. NPR's Julie McCarthy in Islamabad has some details on the charges, which the men deny.
The accused Americans said they were on their way to Afghanistan to carry out humanitarian work. The 5, 2 of whom are of Pakistani origin, were arrested within days of arriving in Pakistan last year, accused of using YouTube and email to contact militant groups. The court proceedings have been behind closed doors in a high-security prison where the defendants are being held. The judge is reported to have said that the accused made contact with Qari Saifullah, a militant believed to have extensive contacts with Al-Qaeda. Julie McCarthy, NPR News, Islamabad.
NPR's Paul Brown joins us now. Paul, what do we know about these men?
Craig, they were raised in the Alexandria, Virginia area, and that's just south of Washington, D.C. They continued to live there, and it's reported they worshiped at the same mosque in the area. They were arrested in Pakistan last December after their families reported them missing. They're young. When they were arrested, their ages reportedly ranged from about 18 to 24. Now, prosecutors say they plan to go to the largely lawless South Waziristan area of Pakistan to train to fight with the Taliban against U.S. troops in Afghanistan.
So these men are Americans. Does that put the U.S. in a difficult position?
Well, the case has been a bit touchy for U.S. officials because they are obligated to try to ensure justice for Americans overseas. At the same time, the U.S. is trying to combat terrorism and to help Pakistan do the same. And the FBI is conducting the same investigation in the U.S.
Thanks, Paul. NPR's Paul Brown reporting from Washington. The containment dome on the leaking oil well in the Gulf of Mexico is back in place after being off most of yesterday. A deep-sea robotic device rammed the dome, and it was removed when fluid seemed to be leaking from it. Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal is criticizing the government for calling a halt to dredging sand for protected berms to keep oil from seeping into the Gulf Coast wetlands. Eileen Fleming of member station WWNO reports that Jindal insists that effort is crucial.
The Interior Department says the state isn't following the approved plans and is simply shifting sand from one fragile ecosystem to another. Jindal says the state will do what the Corps says and get sand from another area, but needs to keep building the barrier now to block approaching oil.
We're not asking for additional funding. We're not asking for
Hi, Liz.
We said we'll do that. So we're not ignoring their concerns, but we're saying don't stop the dredging.
Pascalina came in bed with me this morning about 3, so I decided to bring him in with us.
For NPR News, I'm Eileen Fleming.
He enjoyed it.
Fatal decision by some
They're
young
still
people
sleeping.
rushing to get to a beach party. They crossed railroad tracks at least 12 of the teenagers were killed when they were struck by a high-speed train. 14 others were injured. This is NPR News from Washington.
Support for news comes from Deluxe Corp, a partner to more than 4
And he's
million
eating
small
as usual.
businesses with logo design, websites, email marketing, and online networks.
We're waiting for count, and then I'm gonna take the
Online news anytime from Minnesota and around
computer
the world
to,
at NPRnewsQ.org.
my son's
More
house.
news from National Public Radio, 8 o'clock, and Love
No,
Music.
no,
So,
no.
Good morning, Nancy.
She didn't.
I'm John Burge, and you're listening to Classical Minnesota Public Radio.
She just came in there and said, let's get the baby in here. Because I've got the towels around him and everything, so, like you do with a human baby, so they don't go anywhere. Too bad that camera's goofing up. Yeah, I do too. I decided to take it out to Champlin because he's going to give that guy is going to give me a pretty good deal because he knows Walt, works with Walt, and I hope I'm doing the right thing. He works for a corporation, so he should know how to data retrieve. Oh boy. Oh good, you heard that. Yeah. Good, I hope this little guy comes closer to the camera. That's cute.
Morning Broken, traditional old Gaelic tune. It's the more modern lyric from a poem by Eleanor Forger. And those talented guys from Princeton, New
I
Jersey,
hope so.
American Board Choir School. American Board Choir
There's
Classical
different
Music.
levels of retrieval, and
707.
mine is not going to be simple.
I'm John Bird.
There's, if there are compartments, I think it's easier. Mine has no compartments left.
But our bean counters tell us that June 30th is coming up fast, and that's the end of our budget here, and we still need your help to make it
And then
happen.
as you go up in the
So I hope that you
levels,
can contribute something.
it's more and more expensive.
Now, online at minnesotapublicradio.org to help pay for the great classical music you count on every day.
So we'll
Again,
see.
click and join minnesotapublicradio.org, or you can phone us 800-227-2811. But please do that by June 30th, and really
It's like a tornado,
important time.
scrambled everything up, I
Here
guess.
is a young violinist who is spending time playing free concerts around the Twin Cities with the Minnesota Sinfonia. This is a recital performance by Hai-Jin Kim,
Thanks.
and she's playing part of a Mozart violin style.
they called from the shelter this morning, and I got to visit a little while, and told the volunteer that we just had one puppy this year, and she just couldn't get over it. And her first reaction was, "Are you gonna keep him?" Right. Yeah. We should have open eyes today. Before midnight, I think. Let's see, I think Kitty and Annie. Yeah, Kitty and Annie, my daughter, guessed today. Maybe some others too. I know, I will find just the right family. Gonna have to be after what he's used to, huh? Every little whimper she responds to. Mhm. Well, they all do. They really all do. All the puppies in the world. And all the kids. Hi, Tonka. Mother and son came in bed with me early this morning. Calm is coming at 7:30. Yeah. Hope you slept well last night.
In concert, Hae-Jin Kim playing violin with the unidentified pianist. Mozart Sonata in F, official in 377. She'll play Sarasate and more in free concerts with the Minnesota Sinfonia.
Yeah, I'm gonna weigh him in a minute.
Tomorrow. By the way, the concert tonight is at Lake Phalen. That's at
We'll see if he
7 o'clock.
gained
And then
anything
tomorrow night,
between yesterday and today. I'm glad I got that scale working.
There's details.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Events calendar, classicalnpo.org. There's a lake where there wasn't a lake in the basement of the Nashville Symphony's home, and that's a huge problem for them and a huge expense. We'll tell you more about that story and hear them play some resorts coming up in about 30 seconds. I'm John Bird. Thanks for starting your day with Classical Minnesota Public Radio. We're supported by the Minnesota Orchestra, presenting a Star-Spangled Salute to America, a symphonic celebration of our nation's independence, with special guest vocalists Carolyn Steele and Robert Robinson. Saturday, July 3rd at Orchestra Hall. Tickets at minnesotaorchestra.org. 63 degrees on a Thursday morning. We get a mostly sunny day with a high this afternoon in the low 80s, then partly cloudy, low in the low.
I bet you Ed will be over to hook up my other computer, and then when they, excuse me, when they get the information off my other computer, we'll just download it. Okay. Yeah, he's a nice guy. God bless you, Pastorina. Thanks, Tonka. He's fine. Maestro's finding it more slippery on the sheet than the rug.
A couple of scenes from Mussorgsky's Pictures and an Exhibition. Different orchestration than usual Maurice Ravel orchestras by Gary Montoya. Performance with Leonard Slatkin conducting the Nashville Symphony. The picture that's on display at the Nashville Symphony Schermerhorn Hall is water damage, and the orchestra is facing a huge price tag for flood repairs. FEMA assistance and $10 million in flood insurance will cover a substantial portion of the task.
Yeah,
The Nashville
that's true.
says they still need to raise somewhere between $3 million and $10 million.
I said the same thing as Tonka.
The total price tag for flood repairs, $42 million.
I'm gonna
I'm
move, well, at least I'm gonna move him in the,
doing its big renovation. 7:17 is on Classical Public Radio. It is the plays. We're supported by our listener members. Thank you for watching your contribution possible here. Maurice and Cornell, and that will be on KTN Utah. This highlights the Bay's brand. Here's on the trip.
that's cute. Boy, I bet we're gonna have some good times with him as he gets bigger. You cleaning him up, girl? How's Spot today? How's Spot? How's little Spot? Going away. She wanted to make sure he didn't pee in the bed, I guess. Oh, Pascalina, don't lay on him. Bubby, you got a big, heavy head. That's enough. That's enough. Yeah. Well, this is a good place to stop the recording, and I'm sure we'll be recording in the future a lot of good times. We're waiting for calm to come. Today is the 24th of June, 2010, and it's about 7:20 a.m.